You just missed it. Good morning, happy Saturday. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Happy birthday, even if it's not your real birthday, because every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate life. There was a pigeon right above me on this wooden plank here, and I thought when I started this chat, he was going to be chatting to you, but he or she, I suppose, just flew off. Might be back in a minute though. Been flying around my head all the time while I've been standing here. It's kind of cool. Just the one there. Getting past there. Very cool. Anyway, happy birthday. Happy Saturday. Hope you're well. As you can see, it's not raining today, which is lovely. But not that should mean that a rainy day is a bad day necessarily. You just have to have the right clothing. There's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothes. Or just inappropriate clothes, actually, is the statement, I think, isn't it? So, anyway, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to talk about today, but I like the title, The Colander and the Cup. And the reason for that is because I put the colander in the cup, spelt it wrong, yesterday on my notes bit. I never talked about the colander and the cup, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit today and relate it back to my own story of what happened yesterday. These birds literally are flying around all over the place. You can see them in the background, look, all over the place. Anyway, happy birthdays, real happy birthdays first of all, and then we'll celebrate them by blowing out the candles on their cake. Hilda, Toyan, Martin and Mark, happy birthday to you guys for today. And then for tomorrow, Ana Maria de Mier Peña, I think we say. Not sure where you live. Hayleigh Louise, looks like you're in Bali. Interesting. And Carly Michelle, you live over there somewhere, I think, if I've remembered who you are correctly. For those for tomorrow. So happy birthday to Anna, Hayleigh and Carly for tomorrow. Right, blow one candle on your cake. What's the one thing you're going to get done today? Breathe in 5 through your nose. Put it down in your heart when you hold your breath and light the candles on your left hand. And then blow out the candles on your left hand. Well, wish a happy birthday to Hilda, Toyan, Martin, Mark, Anna, Hayleigh and Carly. Actually, a birthday weekend to all of those people. And think about this one thing that you're going to get done in the next 24 hours. And as we talked about before, what's the one thing you've been thinking about or done in the last 24 hours or hour if you're doing it every hour? What's one thing that's made you smile in the last hour? And what things are you grateful for? Doesn't necessarily be for the last hour, it's just in general, those ones. Twit too is actually, I'm pretty sure that's a pigeon and not an owl, even though it's a bit of an owl sound. Anyway, happy birthday to everybody. How are you doing? Right, the colander and the cup. So this was on yesterday, because yesterday we were talking, this was going to be about how we have a colander and we try and fill it up with experiences, and we were talking about yesterday about flow and feeling like that sort of bliss moment when kind of nothing in the world matters and we're just enjoying the moment. You feel that sometimes when you go to a concert or a really good theatre, or you go to a movie even, you just get completely lost in the movie, or you go to the theatre, the same thing, just completely lost in the environment, in the moment, and you kind of forget about all your worries and everything else that's going on in your life. You're just in that moment enjoying that thing that's going on. Concert will be the same thing. You're jumping up and down, you're dancing or whatever, the person's singing your favourite songs, you're singing along, the whole crowd singing along. Comedy show, I've not actually been to a live comedy show. Definitely needs to be one on my bucket list, I think. I mean, I have been to like improv stuff, but it's not quite the same as somebody who's sort of build up the whole show, I don't think. Anyway, we'll see. I've not been to one anyway, so one for the future. And actually, I want to run my own shows one day. Not necessarily comedy shows, like personal development, but in the evening. So I want to do a sort of like 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. Like you go to a theatre and I'm the one person on stage, so it's like a stand-up comic kind of thing, but we do personal development stuff and we talk about your mindset and how these funny things happen to us in our lives, and we do some little exercises and things and get you involved, more like a pantomime. If you're in England, you know what a pantomime is. We get people in the crowd shouting out and stuff, and get these little quips going. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's one for the future. And yes, so we're trying to recreate this sort of moment of bliss. And I talked yesterday about how I had it when I was playing basketball for Gloucestershire, and sometimes you get it when you play a beautiful golf shot and everything just goes perfectly. You just go, why can't I do that on every single golf shot? Of course, if you did do that on every single golf shot, it wouldn't really be much of a game, because you wouldn't have the variety of the perfection. Well, actually what happens, of course, is because I've just been watching the US Open golf just recently, and of course they are like the top of their game golfers, and they still make mistakes, but even when they hit a perfect shot, You can never be quite sure where it's going to land, or how it's going to land, or how it's going to spin, or how the wind's going to take it, or how the ground is going to take it when it hits. There's a lot of those things you can take into account, but you've still got a lot of things to think about, even on that one shot. And so you're still seeking that sort of perfection thing going on there. And I also had it when I was in my French oral exam, and I just had this flow moment when I just suddenly felt like I was thinking in French, and I was no longer translating. It was no longer hard work. It was just easy, just chit chat, like I was chatting to somebody in English. And we all try to crave these moments. So if you've got a colander and you're filling it up, you're pouring all this stuff into the top here, but it keeps leaking out, and you can keep it going while you're at a concert or at a personal development event, for example. You go to Tony Robbins and you've got 3 days of like this stuff. Hello viewers, by the way, nice to see you. And you're filling this stuff up, and it fills up, and you can imagine a colander, it's got all these holes in it and all the liquids leaking out. But if you keep pouring fast enough, you keep putting stuff in, you keep filling up this colander, it stays full, and you go, yeah, bliss is bliss. This is like TV and drugs and drink and alcohol and sex for some people, but all these things that kind of keep you in the sort of bliss state of not worrying about the negative stuff in your life. But of course, as soon as you stop pouring stuff into the top, it all just leaks out, and it becomes an empty colander again, very quickly. And so the idea is to turn that colander into a cup, or get sellotape and stick it around the outside. Morning, Claire, how you doing? So get some sticky tape and tape it around the outside, or just turn it into a cup. Just have it as a cup, so that now when you fill it up with this bliss stuff, it stays in there, and you can enjoy this bliss state more often for more of your life. You don't have to keep topping it up with escapism stuff. You can start to enjoy your life just as it is, with the little things. You don't have to keep pouring all this stuff on top of it. I hope that makes sense. And the reason I talk about these things is because that's a lot of what I've been doing myself in my life, because I've been avoiding the negative stuff. So this is business stuff now. I've been talking about this landing pages and this techie stuff behind the scenes and things. And I had a really good chat yesterday with a lady called Alex, when you talk to a coach who is a mindset coach as well, so it's outside of yourself, so this is like a physician heal thyself kind of concept here. It's always very hard to see it in yourself. You need an outside third party to sort of spot it inside you. I've been struggling with this rejection sensitive dysmorphia thing, which is all part of, well, Claire, you probably don't if you haven't been watching my lives enough. But ADHD, I was halfway through being diagnosed for ADHD when the pandemic hit last year. And so I'm still waiting for the second interview, which sort of confirms it. I kind of know it's there anyway already, because it definitely affects me in a big way. But what I didn't realise was that there's a thing called rejection sensitive dysmorphia, which is a huge, like 95% of people with ADHD have this, and I think it's part of, because obviously I study this stuff a lot as far as how your brain develops and how you get stuck in these patterns. I think a lot of it will come from your experiences as a child with ADHD. So you have got the brain chemical things that are, and the way your brain works is just different from the way other people's brains work. And so you don't feel like you're fitting in, you don't feel like you're quite working the way everybody else wants you to work, or the way, it's like, why is everything so difficult? I mean, imagine it's somebody who's dyslexic, for example, and they're trying to read. And the teacher just says, just read the book. It's like, well, I can't just read the book because my brain doesn't function with the words that easily. They blur, and I can't do the reading thing. And they said, no, you just have to read harder. You just try harder. It's just like not possible, is it? And it's the same sort of thing with people with ADHD. And it's not that they're hyperactive. It's just that their brains, the way the brain works, is different from the way everybody else's brains work. So we need different types of stimulation. We work in different ways. We think in different ways, and that's a good thing. That's a superpower in actual fact for us. It's just a matter of harnessing it in the right way. And of course, if you spend years, as I talked about this a little while ago, it's like if you judge a fish by how well it can climb a tree, it'll spend its whole life thinking it's useless. But if you judge a fish by how well it can swim, fantastic. Similarly, if you judge a monkey by how well it can swim, it's not going to do very well. But you judge a monkey by how well it can climb a tree, it's very good at that. We all have these skills in our lives, and if you make sure you make the most of those skills, then you can start to enjoy your life more. So for me, it's like that colander at the beginning that I was talking about there. I've been trying to fill it up in the way that everybody else tells me to fill it up, rather than looking for a way of putting my own sellotape around the side and then being able to enjoy the things that I enjoy, and making life work the way I need to make it work. And that might be the same for you, by the way. This is the thing, is if you're not enjoying your life, if there's something not right about it, have a look at the things that you do enjoy, the things that you love, and try and work out how you can bring more of that into your life in the future. There's a lady with dogs coming. Yes, so that's what I want to do. Morning.
Morning.
How you doing? Yeah. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Say hello, Corey.
It's a little lassie dog. Is it lassie?
Sorry, you can't see one without the other one.
Oh, I see. Okay. There you go. Hello, boys.
Got to share the love.
Thank you. Bye bye. Just had two little dogs come up and say hello to me. So sorry about that. Little distraction. Hello, Claire. Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed. Well, I spent years and years and years working on this stuff. So, but I'm still struggling with getting my landing page done because I don't really want to do it. I'm just not interesting to me because it's marketing. It's selling myself, and I don't like that. And the reason I don't like that is because ultimately it puts me in a position where I might be rejected. So if I put the page out there and I create it and I go, hey, look at this fantastic page, and then people don't buy, or they just go to it and then they don't download the thing or whatever. And I did this with my Rubik's Cube thing, so I spent months, ages creating my Rubik's Cube course. findyourfire.co.uk/cube steps, by the way, if you want to learn how to do the Rubik's Cube without having to learn any algorithms whatsoever, and you get the first 2 layers completely free, and then if you want to do the last layer, then you have to pay the extra money for it. But please go down there, download it. If you've got a cube at home and you've never solved it, get your first 2 layers done in like half an hour. Why not? I did this thing, and I've had hundreds of people go to that page, and I'm like, why are you not buying the course? I mean, obviously you were interested in learning how to solve the cube. You go to the course, tells you you're going to be able to do it, breaks down how you're going to do it. Why didn't you buy? It's like, and that makes me feel rejected. Like I put all this effort and this work in, and I've been rejected now, and it hurts, and it makes me not want to do the thing again. It makes me not want to create something that potentially could create rejection for myself. So I need to recognise that is a problem for me. Anyway, when I was talking to Alex yesterday, and she was saying it's kind of cool technique really, which is to not try and do the thing. Is to get yourself in a position where you might do the thing but not actually do the thing. So for me, that's just sit there and get the page up on the screen and just kind of sit there and look at it. Don't actually worry about finishing it or completing it or anything like that. Just kind of get into the stuff of doing it. The equivalent of this, which is something I think I heard from Jordan Peterson, which is if you've got a pile of papers that you need to sort through on your desk, and you just don't want to do it and you keep avoiding it, what you can do is you take that pile of papers and just move it into the middle of your desk and just spend 10 minutes literally looking at the pile of papers, doing nothing else. Don't try and sort through them, don't try and do anything with them, just looking at the pieces of paper. And what you'll find typically is that the thing that's on the top there, you'll go, I know what I should be doing with that. No, I'm not supposed to do anything with it, but I can just file that away, and then you just do file it away, and then you've done one, you've done a little bit, and you go, okay, that was cheeky. I can do that again tomorrow. I'll just move that piece of paper over there. Tomorrow I'll do another staring at it for 10 minutes thing. And you might find that you do 2 or 3 things. Then once you get the momentum of it, it becomes a little bit easier, and you go, okay, I can get through this. I can break through this. It's like baby steps just to get yourself going, just to start making the moves to move towards the direction of the thing that you need to achieve. So anyway, that's it. My message for the day. Try and find a way of plugging up the holes in your colander instead of continually trying to fill the colander with experiences to distract you from the things that are not going well in your life. And if you want to learn how to rewire your brain so that you think positive thoughts more often, Claire's just said there, she loves the positive outlook I have on my life. Well, this is because I work on it every single day. I put the work in, I put the effort in. I talk about if you want to become ACE, A-C-E, you have to become aware of the problem you've got. You need to make different choices, and then you put effort in over time. And so I've got a little program. This is the landing page that I'm trying to create, which is create positive thoughts in 5 minutes a day. And it's a little PDF thing you download, and you just fill it in 5 minutes before you go to bed, and then reread it 5 minutes when you first wake up in the morning, and it will literally rewire your brain to spot the positive things in life and see the good stuff in life rather than the negative stuff in life. And the idea is, I just say to people, go to that page, download that PDF, crack on, and then obviously then we work on the next steps, especially if people struggling with depression. So because my whole plan is to help people get off antidepressants and find freedom from depression forever. I don't believe anybody needs to suffer from depression in this world. I'm happy to talk about certain specific individual circumstances potentially, but I think on the whole, in general, we don't need to do that. It's just a matter of taking control of the wiring of our own brains and fixing that wiring. or not fixing it, just rewiring it so that it works for us rather than against us, because it's designed to work to keep us safe. And in these days, we often are seeing things that are not the right things. We're focusing on the wrong things. Anyway, that's all from me. I'm pretty sure I've gone over my 15 minutes, which is always really annoying for Instagram users. But I'm sure I can cut a chunk out of this out in the middle somewhere. But take care, have a lovely Saturday and a lovely Sunday, and I'll see you on Monday with something else. I have no idea what I'm going to be talking about, but hopefully that was a useful tip, and see you soon. Bye for now, guys. Love you all. And Claire, I'll see you on Friday. Oh no, Saturday, I think. Bye. At the food festival. If you're in Cheltenham, come to the Cheltenham Food Festival. I'm MC in the main chef tent at the food festival all day, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So I'll see you there. Bye for now. Oh, and I'll be in Montpellier area on Friday night as well. I'm going out for dinner with an old school friend of mine, Tom Edgington, yay, and his wife. So Friday night in Montpellier. See some of you there. Bye for now.